Normally in these dream talks, we talk about how to get to success. We talk about not succumbing to temporary defeats and how to get around failure, how to avoid failure in every aspect of life when you're chasing, your goals, when you're chasing the ultimate success. But one thing we never spoke about on Dream Talk, so we're going to take a moment to speak about today, is the benefits of failure. Exactly what failure can do for an individual. Now, I know it sounds crazy. I know it does. Almost every successful person there is in the world, anybody that you've ever heard of that was successful, they failed at something. Especially on that road to success, they have failed more than once. And today we're going to talk about exactly how and why failure is good. You see, failure, that is the classroom to all successful people. When they fail, they take it as a learning experience. That comes with a lot of things. First, it comes with taking responsibility for why you failed. Reflecting, looking at yourself, and saying, it's my fault that I failed, but you know what? I'm not out the game. I'm going to pack it up, get it tighter, and do better. The reason why we fail is to learn. You're failing to learn because if you knew what you had to do perfectly, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't have failed. Now, that's not to say that every time you know exactly what to do, you're not going to fail. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that every time you fail, there's something to learn. Especially trying to do something good to improve the quality of life, the quality of your situation. Every time you fail, you are supposed to learn from that failure. Even when you think you've done everything right. Even when you thought you dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's. When we fail, it is only because what we are striving to achieve, we are not ready for yet. Because if we were ready, we wouldn't fail. Now, I know that's a hard thing to grasp because I just said you thought you dotted all your I's. You thought you crossed all your T's. You looked over, you mentally prepared, physically, spiritually prepared, but something's missing. That's why it's essential to learn from every failure. Even if it's something so small, so minuscule, take out of it what you can take out of it. You were not ready for the next step, so you failed because you had to go back to class. You had to go back to class to learn whatever it was that you needed to learn. Every day is a learning experience. Every day that success has not kicked down your door and said, hello, I'm here, and approached you, shook your hand and said, you have me now. That's a day to learn. I'm learning every day. If you pay attention, you can too. Failure, it does 2 things to you. For most people, failure is the water to the fire. It puts out the fire. It puts out all ambition. People quit on themselves when they fail. And that's a sickness. That's something that's not good. The other thing failure does to successful people is it creates a hunger, a desire even stronger than what it was before. It propels you to the height of the situation that you're trying to grab, of that goal that you're trying to grab. Failure is propelling you forward. Like I said, it does 2 things. On one side, it's, I can't do it. I give up. I quit. On the other end is, if anyone can do it, I know I can. And you know what? Now I'm going to do it. Because it's not you against the world. It's only you against yourself. What you believe you can and can't do. That's what it boils down to. Some people don't even try because they are afraid of failing. Now, I just said here today that failure is the classroom to successful people. You don't sound like much of a success if you are even afraid to attempt whatever it is that you really desire on this earth. Failure is natural. Use it. Harness it. Learn from it. You can learn from your success. You can learn more from your failures. But when you break it down to the point where you're afraid to try, it comes down to belief. Henry Ford said this: whether you think you can or you can't, either way you're right. I'm gonna let that one resonate with you for a second. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way you're right. Failure has nothing to do with the end result. It's just a stepping stone. sit on that stone for a moment, learn from what happened. Learn from the little mistakes that you made to add up to this failure and try again. But in order to get that far, you have to try. If failure doesn't equate to death, there's nothing you should be afraid of. Absolutely nothing. Never be afraid of failure. Failure is character boot camp. It gets your skin thicker. It gets you mentally stronger. It gets you tough. Because there's different levels of failure. Some people fail from the bottom and go lower. Some people are high and fail at very high levels and drop down to very low levels. Like they were never a success, but you have to have the heart. You have to have the heart to try again. That's what makes you great. Success never made someone great. It was how they bounced back from failure. I can give everyone in this room success today. And if you lost it tomorrow, how many people will be able to bounce back and get it the next day? Get that success the next day after they lost it all. That is why it makes you great. Those people that are able to achieve success again after such great failure, those are the great people that make us today. Those are the great people that we read about, that they make movies about, that we idolize. Those are the people, not the people that snap their fingers and success was right there. No. Only the people that bounce back from the greatest failures. With that being said, that's why we do homework. Because failure is the classroom to all successful people. That means you can read up on successful people and learn from their failures. Do your due diligence. You don't have to fail yourself. Not all the time. You don't have to experience every failure. You can read about them. You can study them. Learn from the people that came before you. They might not have been successful in the same industry. They might not have had the same ideas. But you know what? They were successful. And success doesn't care where or how it comes. Success is just success. Now, in this journey to success, it's important to pace yourself. This is not a sprint that we're running here, people. It's not about how fast you get there. That's a problem with a lot of us today. We're timing how fast we get there. It's never about how fast you get there. It's only about how long you stay there. That is the most important part. Not how fast you got there, how soon you got there. How long you stay there. You can be a success today and be a complete failure tomorrow. Or you can be a success today, and that today could stretch out across the next 25 years. If it takes me 2 years to be successful, but when I am finally successful, I'm successful for 40 years, I'll take that over grinding for a week and being successful for 2 months, and then all is lost after that. I'll take that. A lot of you would too if you thought that far. Don't stop at checkpoints. Do not stop and celebrate checkpoints. Minor successes. That's a real trap door. It's an easy trap door for failure. Don't marvel in your work. I understand a win is a win, but here at Dream Talks, we are only satisfied with the end result. I'm saying that to say this. Don't measure your progress. Don't measure your progress because it doesn't always happen with planned out steps. Yes, it is step by step. But some of these steps are not written out on the playbook. Some of them are not mapped out. Don't measure your progress. Gradually notice it. It's a difference. It's immeasurable. And unless you're at the end result, what are you measuring? Don't quit until you're finished. If you stop at a checkpoint, you might be able to fool yourself after you worked very vigorously. You tried, and you finally got somewhere. You're at this checkpoint. Depending on how hard you worked for that checkpoint, you might feel like you've done enough. That's why we don't stop at checkpoints here. Because the end result is all that matters. Not how much you've done to get to that checkpoint. That's why we're not measuring progress. Because it doesn't matter how much you've done to get to that checkpoint. It doesn't matter how much you did to get to your end result of the ultimate success. All that matters is reaching the ultimate success and staying there. Sustaining your place amongst the greats. I'm just going to ask a question, and I just need you to answer it to yourself. How salty would every individual that can hear my voice If you stopped short on a job because you tricked yourself into believing that it was complete, or you felt like you had did enough hard work to where you got to, how salty would you be if someone else finished the job that you started? Even though you planned to take it that step further, but you stopped because you measured your progress. But that's why we push it to the limit. You're supposed to give your all. And unless you're no longer here with us on this earth, walking, talking, breathing, thinking, unless you can't do any of those on this earth, you did not give it your all. And that ultimate success deserves to go to the person that did not quit. The person that did not stop 3 feet away from goal. The person that kept going, that was resilient, that persevered through all the difficulties, all the obstacles. That person, that is the person that we're going to be reading about one day. That's the person that other successful people in the future will study from. They'll learn from that person. You see, just like rain and thunderstorms, all dark days have brighter ones behind them. Every time it rains, the sun comes out. Same thing with failure. Sometimes we get so bogged down, we get caught under the pressure of failure. And it could be a little overwhelming. The pressure of everyday life is on you. It's on your back. Your peers on your back. Your significant other, your parents on your back. And sometimes it could get a little overwhelming. Always remember there is sunlight behind the storm. Always remember the harder you fall, if you are resilient, if you persevere, the higher you will bounce. That's why failure is beautiful. It created something deeper inside of you that made you want to go after that success a little bit more. That made you see it a little bit clearer. Maybe it wasn't clear enough in your vision, but failure just cleared it up a little bit, took a little bit of the fog out. You remember, some Dream Talks back, I urge everyone that can hear me now, treat every day like it is that day you're going to be successful. Even face of failure, you treat it like success is on the other side. I heard this saying, and it says, a moment of pain is worth a lifetime of glory. That pain that you feel is only temporary. But that success, when you achieve it, that lives forever. No one remembers all the failures, especially when you're successful. Now, if you stop before you're successful, people will remember your failures. And people will, because it's natural, and I know all of us have gone through this, will use those failures as learning lessons to deter other people from being successful. I know you heard it before. Hey, so-and-so couldn't do it. What makes you think that you could? It's not to say anything bad about so-and-so, but so-and-so quit. So-and-so stopped 3 feet away from goal. So-and-so didn't believe that there were brighter days behind the dark ones that so-and-so went through. That's why so-and-so stopped. That's why so-and-so quit. Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be so-and-so? If a little defeat can deter you from achieving what you believe that you can achieve, you were never passionate about it. You never had that strong love for it. Therefore, it wasn't for you. That's why it was easy for you to give up. But if you are truly passionate about it, you might have quit physically. But if you are passionate about it, it will weigh on your mind. It'll weigh on your mind and your conscience, and you won't be able to think straight. You won't be able to sleep peacefully because you know that you quit on what you really wanted, what you really loved, what you were really passionate about. The darker days help you appreciate the brighter ones. It's been times where I've been so broke that I almost did backflips all the way down the block when I got 50 cents. I appreciated 50 cents. Appreciate the learning experience that you are going through at the start of it. Let's take something simple. Diamonds. Diamonds are made in the dirt. Now I want all the married women in here, all the guys, the super fly guys and the super fly girls, to look at the diamonds that you have on now and recognize that it came from dirt. It was underneath all that dirt. It came from the worst, almost the worst situation possible. And that is a very pricey stone. Whatever temporary defeat you might be going through, whatever dark days you might have upon you right now, understand that this is building you up to the perfection that you need to be in order to be shown in the light, to be great, to be successful, to achieve your goals. Pain is good. It gets you mentally tough, spiritually tough. It gets your skin thicker. I know everyone knows the saying, no pain, no gain. If it came easy to you, it can be lost easily by you. If you struggle for it, you're going to appreciate what you have, and it's going to be a struggle to lose it. If you cannot handle the pain before all the glory that you wish to achieve, there is no way possible that you will be able to handle the pain when you have the glory, because there's going to be more pain. The things that you go through at the start, they're very small compared to what you will go through when you are successful, because pain never stops. It never stops. If you think for one moment that successful people that you see in the world today, that great people that you see in the world today, or that you read about or that you watch, you hear about, if you think for a second that while they are in this success, in that image, that they don't fail, even in that position, even in their ideal situation, that they don't succumb to defeat, if you think for a second that all of that stuff just goes away when you are successful, you are misinformed. And I apologize. But now you know. Pain is never over. It never stops. It only takes vacation. And if that's the case, then why should you ever stop? And it's only looking to test you. It's not looking to stop you, because you are the only person that can stop you. The person that you look at in the mirror every day is the only person that is against you. It is the only entity in this world that is against you. You against yourself. As long as you never stop, you will achieve everything you desire to achieve. And you will be great. Learn from failure. Learn from your mistakes. Believe in who you are. Believe in what you can see. And achieving is easy. Go be great. Thank you.